Air Marshal H.S. Arora, the Vice Chief of Air Staff, witnessed surface-to-air guided weapons firing as a part of the Combined Guided Weapons Firing 2020 exercise at Air Force Station Surya Lanka on 1st of December 2020. The exercise was conducted from 23rd of November to 2nd of December. Indigenous Akash missile system along with Russian short-range Igla missiles were fired and engaged the maneuverable expendable aerial targets, providing near-realistic training to the combat crew. While the country continues to face the unprecedented challenge of COVID-19 pandemic, Indian Air Force continues to hone its operational capabilities with an eye on the prevailing security situation. In his address to the Air Warriors, the Vice Chief of Air Staff has commended the participation and the participating combat squadrons for their professionalism and also appreciated the efforts put in by the station for organizing this exercise with requisite COVID precautions. He urged all the Air Warriors to be ready to apply all lessons learnt in the CGWF 2020 to any emerging operational scenario. Hello everyone and welcome back to SSB Crack Exams. I'm Hemant and I'm very happy that most of you are very happy and daily going through these defense updates that are being provided by SSB Crack Exams. If in case you're preparing for the defense examinations like NDA, CDS, AFCAT, INET, Territorial Army, Indian Air Force, Airmen Group X, Group Y, Central Armed Police Force, Assistant Commandant's examination, or even the Military Nursing Service or the Army Cadet College, I highly recommend you to download the Android app, wherein which for all of these examinations we have already provided a detailed lecture courses. The study bundles are already provided, and in each and every particular bundle there are courses for each and every particular subject. There are thousands of study material, hundreds of questions, and there are many other most important lecture content which will be very crucial for your examination preparation. You can go through the mock tests also, which are made depending upon the latest exam patterns, and these will be very helpful for the upcoming examinations. Please also do follow us on all sort of social media platforms to keep yourself updated with the important Indian and international defense inputs. Now we will have the question of the day that I have asked on 2nd of December 2020, and the question that I asked yesterday was, how many Rajput class destroyers are there in Indian Navy? I repeat the question, how many Rajput class destroyers are there in the Indian Navy? And the correct answer is, actually there were 5 Rajput class destroyers, but as of now currently there are only 4 Rajput class destroyers. One has been decommissioned. Okay, so what are they? They are INS Rajput, INS Rana, INS Ranjit, INS Ranveer and INS Ranvijay. I repeat, INS Rajput, INS Rana, INS Ranjit, INS Ranveer and INS Ranvijay. All of these 5 are considered to be the Rajput class destroyers of the Indian Navy. Among these, INS Ranjit is said to be decommissioned. Okay, so only 4 are active in service, which have their pennant numbers as D51, D52, D54 and D55 respectively, that you can see here, and their crests are also given on the top. Okay, so these 5 are considered to be the Rajput class destroyers, among which only 4 are in service with the Indian Navy as of now. If you have to go through in detail regarding these, so these are the guided missile destroyers. Okay, so these are what? These are the guided missile destroyers. They are built for the Indian Navy. Actually, they were made and manufactured by the Soviet Union at that time, and they were called as the Kashin class destroyers, and that is afterwards we took these Kashin class destroyers and we again made this particular one. We have approached the Russian government to make these into an upgraded versions, and that is the reason why these are also known as the Kashin 2 class. We will be renaming it, and we renamed it as the Rajput class. Okay, so these were built in the former Soviet Union after considerable Indian design modifications to the Kashin design, and around 5 of these destroyers were built except only for India in the year of in the 1980s, and all of these are now under the control of the Eastern Naval Command, among which INS Ranvijay has been completely decommissioned. Okay, it was the INS Ranjit that was actually decommissioned. Okay, so there were the first ships in the Indian Navy to deploy the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile systems. Understanding? So they were the first ships in the Indian Navy to deploy the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile system. So these were the first destroyers that for the first time they deployed the BrahMos supersonic cruise missile, the naval version, and the systems were actually deployed during a mid-life refitting of the ships. That is it. Regarding the information of the question of the day, now we will go through the first and foremost important defense information and update, that is regarding that the Vice Chief of Air Staff, Air Marshal H.S. Arora, has witnessed the Combined Guided Weapons Training Firing Exercise 2020 at Air Force Station Surya Lanka. Where is this Air Force Station located? It is located in Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. Okay, so Air Force Station Surya Lanka is considered to be a very crucial air station, and this exercise was conducted there from 23rd of November to 2nd of December 2020, and it was a very crucial exercise. And in this particular exercise, indigenous Akash missile system, also Russian short-range Igla missiles were also fired, and also we used the maneuverable expendable aerial targets meet were also used here, providing near realistic training to the combat crew. So this was a very crucial exercise, and this has been a very clear demonstration about how Indian Air Force is honing its capabilities even after the COVID-19 pandemic is going on in a very rampant day at these times. Going through now with the next update is regarding Armed Forces Flag Day is being celebrated on 7th of December 2020, and a separate fund has been created by the Defense Ministry, and that is known as the Armed Forces Flag Day Fund, also known as the AFFD Fund. And Raksha Mantri Shri Rajnath Singh is urging all the citizens of our country and the people to voluntarily contribute some money to the AFFD Fund, which will be utilized for the families of the Indian Armed Forces. So this will be observed all over the country. So Armed Forces Flag Day will be always celebrated on 7th of December every year like the previous years, and since it is being celebrated since 1949, it is observed to honor the martyrs as well as men and women in uniform who valiantly fight on our borders to safeguard the country's honor. So he has been mentioning about this particular one. He also said that the Flag Day provides us as an opportunity to fulfill this responsibility by contributing to the AFFD fund, noting that over 47 crore rupees were raised during 2019 to 20 through voluntary contributions of people. Shri Rajnath Singh expressed hope that people of India will manifest the same spirit of voluntary contributions this year also, and this fund is used for the rehabilitation and welfare of the next of kin of those soldiers who laid their lives in the line of duty or were rendered disabled, old, non-pensioners, widows and orphan children. They are given financial assistance through various schemes like penury grant, education grant, widow-daughter marriage grant, disabled children grant, medical grant, house repair grant, funeral grant, orphan grant and some other grants also. If you can go through, I would like to give you a very brief clip about what Raksha Mantri said in his own words, and here you go.
प्रत्येक वर्ष 7 दिसंबर को सशस्त्र सेना झंडा दिवस हमारे सैनिकों, शहीदों, वीर नारियों और उनके आश्रितों को उनके बहुमूल्य योगदान के लिए एक सम्मान दिवस के रूप में मनाया जाता है। इस वर्ष पूरे दिसंबर माह को केंद्र, राज्यों एवं केंद्र शासित प्रदेशों के द्वारा सैनिक बोर्ड के माध्यम से पूरे देश में गौरव माह के रूप में मनाया जाएगा। आज़ादी से लेकर आज तक हमारा देश कई चुनौतियों का सामना करता आया है, चाहे वह भारत की अखंडता और संप्रभुता की रक्षा के लिए लड़े गए युद्धों में जीत हासिल करनी हो या सीमा पार से हो रही आतंकी गतिविधियों का मुकाबला करना हो। हमारी सशस्त्र सेनाओं ने बहुत मुस्तैदी से चुनौतियों का सामना किया है।
Going through now with the next important update is regarding the Vice Chief of Army Staff has addressed the Bangladeshi National Defense College, and he addressed the Bangladeshi National Defense College people. That particular theme was security challenges post COVID-19 pandemic. Understanding? So after COVID-19 pandemic has been completely subsided, what will be the level of the security challenges that the threats that are being faced by the Bangladesh and India, and the complete details regarding that was addressed by the Vice Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General S.K. Saini. Okay, so he addressed this via a virtual platform on 2nd of December yesterday, and this address has covered the important impact of the coronavirus on the emerging world and focused on its impact on military security challenges and his views on ways and means to tackle all of these challenges. He also said that on the impact of virus, that the strategic security of most nations have been impacted due to the reduction in funds for military capability and projects, since vast sums of money have been diverted for urgent health requirements. Commenting on the trend of deglobalization, Vice Chief remarked that many countries fueled by the ultra-nationalism are experiencing accelerated process of deglobalization, leading to closing of borders for movement of goods, people, services and even ideas. He even noted that while countries are struggling to rein in the virus, certain countries have seized the opportunity to extend their influence militarily, economically and politically, which does not augur well for the world community. So all of these details are already mentioned. If you have to go through the complete lecture that is being given by the Vice Chief of Army Staff, you can go through the complete study material and also the blog of SSB Crack Exams. We are providing the complete detailed explanation on both the sides. Going through now with the next update is regarding INS Vikrant has entered the final phase of the sea trials. This is a little bit old update, a few days former update, but we did not provide it to you. And here I would like to mention to you that these were the basin trials that you have to consider, since any particular aircraft carrier, any particular ship, it will be going through certain levels of trials one after the another, and after each and every particular trial they will be receiving some amount of modifications and some amount of certifications. So these were the final levels of the sea trials, and after these will be conducted. Now since we are in the month of December of 2020 and early like in the January of 2021, we can see INS Vikrant floating on waters, and we will be very proud to see that our country will be possessing 2 aircraft carriers, within which INS Vikrant is completely built in our country, which is an indigenously built aircraft carrier. So all of these final sea trials and the basin trials were conducted at the Cochin Shipyard, Kochi on 30th of November 2020, and all of these were conducted in the presence of Vice Admiral A.K. Chawla, who is the Commander-in-Chief of the Southern Naval Command, and also the CMD of the Cochin Shipyard Limited, Shri Madhu Nairji also. So the complete details regarding that were already given in the blog, so you can even go through that particular details. Now going through with the next update is regarding that Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah has addressed the inaugural session of the annual Director Generals of Police and Inspector Generals of Police. Both of these are conferencing will be considered. So annually, like how the Indian Air Force Air Commanders Conference, like Army Commanders Conference, Naval Commanders Conference, in the same way there will be a there will be a DGP or IGP conferences also in annually way. So like how the Army Commanders Conference, Navy Commanders Conference and Naval Commanders Conference, that will be addressed by the Defense Minister Raksha Mantri Rajnath Singh ji. Here, because all of these police departments will be coming under the Home Ministry, our Home Minister, Union Minister Amit Shah will be addressing this particular one. Formally, the previous year when this particular one was conducted, at that time in this annual DGP and IGP conferences, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has come and he arrived at that particular conference. He gave his reviews, but this is the first time that this particular conference is being conducted virtually through online mode, and through this online mode, Home Minister Amit Shah ji is participating, and this particular online participation is being done and organized by the Intelligence Bureau. Okay, it is being organized by whom? It is being organized by the Intelligence Bureau, and he awarded around 50 police medal awardees, and he also announced the top 10 India's police stations. The complete details are already given in the Press Information Bureau website and also through the complete details regarding the SSB Crack exam sources. Now, let us go through with the next update, and the next update is regarding officials of India and USA have met virtually for inaugural meeting of the US-India Counter Narcotics Working Group. Like in the previous days, like in around 1 month back, if you are continuously following through the complete defense updates that are being provided by SSB Crack exams, I have already told you that both the countries are looking forward to set up a Counter Narcotics Working Group, which will be headed by both US and India. Both of them will be going through hand in hand, if you remember what I was trying to say. So regarding that, the inaugural session has been made, that particular meeting on how to make it and what are the norms and what will be the composition of that particular working group. So all of those details are discussed on 24th of November 2020, and there were a wide range of conversations. They even focused on increasing collaboration on counter narcotics regulation, various law enforcements and various other ones were also discussed. So the two sides also discussed initiatives to strengthen India's regional relationship role in building capacity for counter narcotics, and the complete details regarding that were also given there. We have to also understand that this is the first such conference, and the Indian delegation was led by Sri Sachin Jain, who is the Deputy Director General of the Narcotics Control Board of our country, while Mr. Kemp Chester, who is the Assistant Director, White House Office of National Drug Control Policy, Mr. Jorgen Andrews, Deputy Assistant Secretary for International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. Then comes the USA State Department and Miss Jennifer Hodge, which is Deputy Assistant Attorney General of the US Department of Justice. All of these people have participated from from the United States of America in this particular virtually led meeting of the inaugural meeting of the US-India Counter Narcotics Working Group. The complete details regarding that and the upcoming details regarding this we will be providing you, and we have to understand that this was a very crucial update that we need to understand and remember, which will be very, very important in maintaining the internal security of our country, and that is why this is considered to be a very important defense update for today. Going through now with the next and the final update is that Lieutenant General Rajiv Chowdhury has been assumed the charge as the Director General of the Border Roads. So he assumed the charge as a 27th DGBR on 1st of December. He was actually commissioned into the Corps of Engineers from IMA Dehradun in 1983. And he has attended almost all the important prestigious courses. And if you have to go through, if you have to list out all of those prestigious courses that he has conducted in the Indian Army, he is also a part of the staff course at Defence Services Staff College of Wellington. He also attended the Higher Command course at Army War College, Mao, and the National Defence College, New Delhi. He is also an MTech from ISC Bangalore and was also responsible for completely idealizing, conceptualizing, and completely analyzing and conducting the first and ever engineer-only brigade exercise with US Engineer Brigade as a part of exercise Yudh Abhyas. Okay, so if you have gone through about what is actually Yudh Abhyas, then in the upcoming sessions, I am very happy to announce that SSB Crack Exams is conducting 3 complete different sessions about the exercises that are being completely conducted by Indian Army, which are participated by Indian Army. The exercises that were participated by Indian Navy and Indian Air Force are already being done. They are live in YouTube. So those candidates who have not gone through them, please go through them also. So the upcoming ones, Army exercises will also be coming up. So in that, I will be discussing with you about exercise Yudh Abhyas, and he was also nominated as exercise director for exercise Force 18, and he also held various staff instructional command appointments, and he has been appointed and assumed the charge as the DG of the Border Roads. That is it regarding these important updates. Now we will have a very quick review by going through some of the most important questions of the topics we have discussed. And the first and foremost question is, Vice Chief of Air Staff of Indian Air Force is who? He is option A, Air Marshal Harjit Singh Arora or HS Arora. Remember, he is Air Marshal Harjit Singh Arora. Mention in the comment section who is Air Marshal Amit Tiwari, who is Air Marshal SK Ghotian, who is Air Marshal RD Mathur. Going through with the next question, which Air Force station recently conducted the Combined Guided Weapons Firing Exercise 2020? So this particular CGWF exercise was conducted by Air Force Station Surya Lanka of Guntur in Andhra Pradesh. Going through with the next question is, Armed Forces Flag Day is observed on what? It is observed on 7th of December every year. Going through with the next question is, basin trials of the under construction INS Vikrant were conducted successfully at Cochin Shipyard Limited, Kochi. On what date? They were conducted on option B, 30th of November 2020. Going through with the next question is, Union Home Minister Shri Amit Shah addressed the inaugural session of the 55th Annual Director Generals of Police and Integrated Director Generals of Police Conference. So in the previous conference, who addressed it? It was addressed by the Prime Minister Narendra Modi ji. Going through the next question is, wide-ranging conversations on increasing collaboration on counter-narcotics regulation and law enforcement on 24th of November 2020 was conducted between which 2 countries, between India and which country? It was conducted with the option D, United States of America. That is it regarding these important questions. Now we will have the question of the day, and the question of the day for today is, which frigate was first commissioned in the Indian Navy? A very simple but a very, very important question. Which frigate was first commissioned in the Indian Navy? The answer for this particular question and the details regarding that particular frigate I will be giving you in the next session. Until then, stay tuned to SSB Crack Exams. Subscribe to our channel. Download the Android app from Google Play Store. Always stay safe, stay healthy, keep smiling, be confident. Jai Hind.